So Terry Winton, man. You were one of my disciples on the overhand grip, and
Yep.
you're a student of Bob O'Brien, he did a hell of a job getting you to follow through, dude. You look really good.
Well, thank you. But that overhand grip has been about 6 months now, 7 months. I've been using it. Changed everything.
Yeah.
Power, distance.
Boy, you just hit like 5 home runs last week or something.
Yeah. It is. I have hit more home runs with the overhand grip than I have, ever. So,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you, you're like, like I told you, a year ago or so, the first time you ever came out here,
Yeah.
you weren't following through.
Wasn't following
And,
through.
and you said, I'm gonna be the best one day. I said, yeah, okay. But look, dude, you're almost halfway there, man.
I'm working on it. I'm going to get there, Ed. But,
At 65, you're gonna be one of the top 65 players. That's my prediction.
We're not going to stop. How about
Okay,
that?
buddy, cool.
Thank you for the lesson of the overhand. I
But
appreciate
look,
that.
I thank you for getting that real estate deal for me.
Amen.
Okay, as we talked in the previous slide with Terry here, I mentioned where when he first came out, he was not going all the way through the ball. This is where he would stop his swing normally. He's a big, strong guy, hits the ball hard, but he wasn't going all the way through, which is a big problem, and he wasn't rolling his wrist or snapping it, as they refer to it. But I convinced him to switch to overlap grip. And then Bob worked with him a lot lately. Bob O'Brien, gone through and following through on his swing, and he was able to accomplish it. And this is what you see here with Terry, with his new mechanics. Now on this next swing, I had to chuckle when I was watching him do this. I know I talked to him about the artistry of hitting, the art of hitting, if you will. And after he hit this one, he thought he was a real artist because he wanted to admire his creation, and I think he hit it a pretty long way. So he just watched it a long time, but hey, the man's doing the job.
Brian Norman in here. I don't know, to interview you about what was that bat you were using?
Wig popper.
Wig popper. Jeez, dude, you hit some 300 feet. That's big for you, isn't it?
It's a good bat.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll send this to them, but I really came to talk about the overlap grip because the overlap grip, I kind of convinced you to use it. Tell me what you think about it and if you recommend to others.
Well, I got in a way I got lucky was during the COVID year.
Meeting me.
Huh?
Meeting me is when you got lucky.
Well,
No. Oh, I already knew you now. Okay, I'm go ahead.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
So during the COVID year, we were hitting it here a lot, and you convinced me to try the overlap grip, and it was a perfect opportunity because we weren't playing any games. We were just doing BP. So you go work through the trials and tribulations of trying a new grip, and it worked. Overall, I feel that I'm hitting the ball much better than I ever did with it, a little bit harder. And I was concerned that I was going to lose control, especially going to right field. And that I was able to lay those fears because it really doesn't matter. I could still do what I used to do with it. So, but the ball comes off the bat better. There's no question about it.
You see any disadvantages at all?
Not anymore. No, not. I mean, I can't.
But you
even-
had all those
yeah.
preconceived.
Yeah, and I can't even pick up the bat anymore in a regular conventional grip. I can't do that anymore. It just doesn't feel comfortable. I only can feel comfortable with the overlap grip.
Well, that habit, for humans, the habit's hard to break,
Yeah.
and you've been
Yeah.
doing that for so long. So
Yeah.
how long did it take you to break it?
I'm probably a good 4 months. But again, we weren't playing any games, so it was nice because it was only BP. So you just go through it in BP, and you're going to hit some bad ones, but when you do, you just move on to the next swing, and then you get more and more consistent with it.
Well, I used to teach a class when I was a training manager about breaking habits, and the rule, done scientifically, is if as a human, you can replace a bad habit with a good one, but if you want to change a habit, you need to, like a seatbelt, for example, you need to do it 20 times in a row regardless. And I read books and I used to teach a class, and I said, well, let me try it because I don't wear my seatbelt, and let me see if that works. I did it 20 times in a row, and to this day, I can't get in any car without putting my seatbelt on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what's your? I don't know. Do you recommend it to others?
I do. I honestly don't see any disadvantages to it. I mean, you get more snap, more whip on the bat. I mean, if you're going to get more bat speed, why not do it? You know, you just got to understand that it's not going to work for you the first couple times out. It's not, because it's not natural to you.
And if you go bad, don't blame it on the grip.
Yeah, you know, I've had some bad spells just like every other hitter has, and when you do it, you just got to go get past it.
I've been using it for 40 years, and if people saw the way I hit the last week or so, they may not want to watch this channel. Yeah, okay, we better stop before you get killed.
Well, what I want to show you now is a couple of slow motion swings with guys using the overlap grip. That's Brian swinging away. He's such an improved player with the overlap grip. See the follow through that he's got. He like I say, he's really improved and is really hitting the ball well. Next slide is me hitting. Actually, I didn't feel all that good today, but the form looks halfway decent. Step, swing, hit all right. Don't rotate like I used to. But with my bone on my knee. Now this is John Ferrani, and he is one of the best home run hitters in Brevard County. I convinced him to switch his overlap grip about 4 or 5 years ago. We've been hitting together for like 10. I kept on bugging him, and he went to it. Now this is Frank, and then Frank a month ago he was just starting out. He didn't really have a good swing. Hadn't played in 50 years. Now that right there is like astonishing compared to where he started. There's a video out there where Frank started. He's done real well. He's worked real hard. It's one thing to be told something or instructed how to do something. It's another thing to actually put it to work. And Frank did that. This is Dan Carlson from Canada. He just moved down here as a permanent resident now. He's been here about 2 months. He'd been off and on. But Dan's improvement has been fantastic because he's no longer only playing 4 months out of the year since he's not in Canada anymore. He's got a great swing. The mechanics are all good. I never did like his walking up, but there's a lot of guys who are successful, and he's been so successful. Man, do it. You know, you want to reduce the movement in your swing as much as possible. Less things that go wrong, so to speak. And timing is difficult when you step up on it. He does really well. He keeps on hitting like he's doing. I mean, he's killing all kinds of pitches. Like he goes down, stays down with it. His execution is good. And if he's comfortable with it, that's my point about being an artist. It's your art. Now, this is Big Alf, we call him. Air Force pilot, graduate Air Force Academy, teach Air Force Academy. This is Big Chuck. Chuck's got his own video. Look at Chuck's overhand grip. He switched. That's a nice follow through. Chuck had a real good day today. He wasn't happy with it too much, but he slammed a lot of good shots. I thought his form. What do you think? His form looks good to me, folks. He takes that step, comes around, hands haven't moved. Wham! A shot. Now he'd like to hit it. He hit some about 340 today. He's a big old boy now. He gets a hold on, it's going to go.